Hey guys, it's your old pal Tony Giles, TG here, host of The Record Room Show. And I just wanted to make a quick video, essentially just giving you an update on the channel and plans for the future, because it's been a few weeks now since my last video, and the reason I haven't actually recorded anything yet is because unfortunately I contracted coronavirus shortly before Christmas. And even though I'm over the initial symptoms now, I am still definitely feeling the effects of the virus. And yeah, it's kind of it's been a bit of a struggle, but I've had a ton of stuff come through into the record room, and I wanted to just share it with you guys. So I thought I'd make this quick video. And of course, you're looking at a Library of the Occult slipmat here. This just recently arrived from my good friend Tom, who runs Library of the Occult, and I absolutely love this. I don't normally actually use slipmats, but this is so nice. It's nice and thick. It looks really good. The print's really good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Library of the Occult has coming up in this year or the new year. I know they've got plenty of stuff planned, and hopefully we'll have some more collaborations as well. Okay, so we'll move on to some vinyl, guys, and there is a fair amount, and as you can tell, I am filming this on my mobile phone, so apologies if the sound is not great, but some of these records that I'm about to show you I will be covering in future episodes of the Record Room. But I want to start with this bad boy, Dimensione Sonore, Ennio Morricone and Bruno Nicolai. And what this is a 10 LP box set of essentially library music created by Ennio Morricone and Bruno Nicolai. Not created for any one specific film, but this is stuff that is super rare. You know, getting the originals of this stuff will kind of almost cost you as much as this box set cost. And I will be doing an episode of this on this one, so I won't go too much into it, but needless to say, this is a hefty purchase. I'm going to put it there. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, we've got the new album from Stefan Bachmeier on Spun Out of Control. This is just like electronic. It's like mind-altering music. It's really good. I love this. The Strange Worlds of Stefan Bachmeier. This is really cool. The Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things soundtrack from Carl Zitra. This was released through TerraVision Records, another fantastic release from them. And I actually got this from our friends over at Two-Headed Dog. The same as this, the Serpico soundtrack, Mikis Theodorakis. Excellent, excellent, excellent score. Amazing artwork as well by our good friend Eric Adrian Lee. So may do a video on this one in the future. This is just so cool. This is great. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Roots and Herbs. This is one of the Blue Note Tone Poet releases. Phenomenal record and sounds absolutely bonkerballs good. This I got off a good friend of mine, La Gatta in Colore. He was selling a couple of some Italian soundtracks. So I jumped on the ones that I was missing, and this is absolutely phenomenal. Brand new release from our friends over at Cadabra Records, H.P. Lovecraft's The Festival, music by Fabio Frizzi. So you know this is good. The artwork is just phenomenal. Definitely will be covering that in a future video. The soundtrack for the latest Disney movie, Soul, by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Definitely one of my favourite listens towards the end of the year. I was really surprised at how well I didn't know what to expect, to be perfectly honest. You know, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross doing a Disney movie? You know, it's kind of, Trent Reznor, the Nine Inch Nails guy's doing a Disney movie. Well, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible. And I actually got the black vinyl version. I'm really happy about that. I've seen some people with a clear vinyl version, and for some reason I don't get on with clear vinyl, but I managed to get the black vinyl version at retail. Super happy with that. I finally picked up a copy of Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. This is the 180-gram Music on Vinyl reissue, and it sounds amazing. If you're looking to put some funk in your trunk, this will do it for you. This is a recent reissue or a recent compilation issue. The label is Glamorama, I believe. Yeah, Glamorama, Chet Baker sings. Obviously, Chet Baker is known as a musician, but his voice is just... he's got such a wonderful voice. This is a super cheap compilation, and I believe it's all analog. Sounds fantastic. It also comes with a bonus 7-inch of My Funny Valentine, probably the most famous song, or Chet Baker's most famous song, but this is wonderful. It's kind of one of those records you can just put on any time, day or night, and just be completely wowed by Chet's voice. The Requiem for a Dream score, like, I was so stoked when this was announced. This is a reissue, straight up reissue, from Nonsuch, Clint Mansell on the Kronos Quartet, and this is just, it sounds amazing. This was about, I think it was £25, something like that, and it's just, I shouldn't need to tell you how good Requiem for a Dream is. You should already know. It is amazing. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see this. I'll take it out of the sleeve, but this is Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York, which is a video game set in the world of darkness, which is where Vampire the Masquerade lives, and this is by Resina. And if you're a fan of Ben Frost, I would say definitely check out this record. It's ambient electronics, and it's incredible. It kind of popped up out of nowhere for me, and I thought, well, I'll take a listen. I listened to it and absolutely loved it. The record itself comes, I want to say it comes on some kind of turquoise vinyl, and I would be right. And this was super cheap as well. I think this was less than £20. It might have been like £17, something like that. Definitely worth picking that up. This, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. We'll definitely be doing a video on this in the future. This is a reissue of the Mophie 2LP set. This is 2 LPs cut at 45 RPM, all analog. This is literally the best way to hear this album. This is my favorite album of all time. Even though I'm a soundtrack guy and a metal guy, I do love a lot of jazz, and Kind of Blue is my overall favorite album of all time, and this sounds amazing. This set, if you can still find it, is around £70, and it's worth every single penny. It's worth double that. And this will no doubt go up in price very quickly as well, as it sells out and then people start clamoring to find it. So absolutely incredible release. Now this here, I don't know if you can actually see this. Let's bring this a little bit closer to the camera. The MRK edits of Time of the Season. So a lot of you probably know the track Time of the Season. It's been used in countless movies. It's one of the most iconic 60s tracks ever. Essentially what this does is it takes the Zombies original track, which is probably 2.5 minutes, and stretches it out to nearly 8. And it's done so well. It's edited, it's put together so incredibly well. And it just makes one of my favorite songs even longer, which I am not going to argue with. Picked it up, it's a 12-inch, it's really cool. This is one of the greatest Japanese jazz albums of all time, Green Caterpillar by the Masaru Imada Trio. And luckily enough, this was just released, or reissued, in November of 2020. This has been reissued a couple of times, usually sells out instantly, and then goes for insane money on the second-hand market. So I was super happy that this was reissued again by Le Treize Jazz Club, Le Treize Jazz Club, whatever. It's original release on Three Blind Mice out of Japan, and those records are just very expensive. So getting this was super happy with getting this. This is absolutely one of my favorite records of all time. And then this here, my wife surprised me with this at Christmas. This is again the Masaru Imada Trio, and this is the album Blue Eyes. She got this directly from Japan for me. This was a complete surprise, and I absolutely love this. If you're a fan of Japanese jazz, or you're just dabbling and you're not sure who Masaru Imada is, I would recommend either of these albums. They are both absolutely fantastic. Speaking of our old chum, Library of the Occult, Death Division's Death Walks on Nitrate score. This was a Fright Fest 2020 selection. I believe, and this is brilliant. This is how you do modern giallo, and you make it fun and you make it interesting. And there's all the bits and pieces in the back, and you can't tell this is actually this is on giallo yellow. It looks very, very cool. And I've spun this one a lot. This one's cut at 45 RPM, and it sounds really, really cool. This album here, this is Helvik or Helvik, and Helvik is the former singer of the band Kvelertak, who are a Norwegian kind of blackened rock and roll, blackened metal. And Erlend Helvik, the lead singer, he left that band, started his own band named after himself, Helvik. And this album, it came out maybe October, November of last year. And it's straight ahead, blackened rock and roll, blackened metal, but it's all Viking themed. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Really, really cool. If you like heavy metal, you like Vikings, you like power, you will love this. And this is on Nuclear Blast. This is the black vinyl retail version. And it comes with a huge poster and an insert and was less than £20. So all these labels out there that are charging like, £25, £30 to include a poster, what's up with that? But yeah, Helvik, it's absolutely brilliant. We're getting near the end now. This is one of the recent reissues in the Blue Note Classic Vinyl series. This is Lee Morgan's The Sidewinder. If you are getting into jazz, this is an album you will need in your collection. 180 gram vinyl, Kevin Gray cut, all analog, mastered from the analog tapes. It sounds amazing. And finally, the Eyes Wide Shut soundtrack released through Death Waltz. This is the soundtrack from Stanley Kubrick's final film, my personal favourite of Stanley Kubrick's. I love all of his films, but Eyes Wide Shut always has a special place in my heart. It was the only film I saw of Kubrick's at the theatre while he was alive. All of his other films I was a little bit too young to see. But Eyes Wide Shut, I actually went with a buddy's wife, and I was completely blown away. Just such an amazing film. It's a great package. I'll go into some depth on a later episode because it's quite involved. Alan Hines' packaging is crazy as per usual. But that's what I've been listening to. That's what's come into the record room. And I'll talk to you guys on a future episode, hopefully sometime very, very soon. I've got lots of stuff planned, so do keep your subscriptions. Do keep telling people about the record room. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you soon.